Here we go again. Episode 7 of the Cow Corner. Honestly, as we are freezing our butts off here, where we are in New Jersey, US, we have like 20 inches of snow
Chicago
outside.
also. Chicago, not
Oh
just
my
New Jersey.
God. Exactly.
What are
We're
you guys
freezing our
talking about?
butts
What
off.
are you guys?
I know,
What are you guys
Jatan.
talking about?
Beautiful weather in Bangalore.
Bangalore.
Bangalore's 21 degrees centigrade. What are you guys
Ooh.
talking about?
We have 21, barely
I
21
know.
degrees Fahrenheit. So,
I understand. I understand the
the conversion.
jealousy.
Exactly. But as this weather is freezing up, the World Cup, T20 World Cup is heating up. All kinds of interesting storyline. A very minor update with like Bangladesh being replaced by Scotland, but another
Minor.
super minor, like who cares? Babar Azam looks like made the Pakistan squad, but Rizwan didn't, as we had talked about. So today we're going to talk about Group C and D, and it's not because C and D is lower than A and B. It's just they are in different groups. So today we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of Group C and Group D.
All right. So let's go with Group C. I call it the group of chaos and controversy. so, so Group C, right? Even before a ball has been bowled, has arguably become the most talked about group. So in this group, we've got England, the West Indies, Nepal, Bangladesh. Oh, sorry, Scotland, and the debutants Italy. So we'll obviously get into a lot of detail, probably more detail about all of these individually, but at a high level, the headline here is the exit of Bangladesh replaced by Scotland. It's a move that has sent shockwaves through the associate world and completely opened up the qualification math. It's going to be the group has really become very interesting. On paper, you'd say that England and West Indies are the clean favorites to move through, but if you've been paying attention to the last 12 months, you know nothing's certain here. Because the West Indies in particular look vulnerable. They've lost a T20 series to Nepal in 25 and Afghanistan in 26. Nepal will be smelling blood with Bangladesh out in Scotland, and they may have their best path in the Super 8s. Again, we'll probably discuss more in the matchups. Scotland, meanwhile, will be quietly confident. It's a surprise for them, but they'll take it with both hands. If they can beat Nepal and sneak a win against the shaky West Indies, who knows, right? So we also have to celebrate Italy making their T20 World Cup debut. It's a massive moment for Italian cricket while they are here for the experience, playing against giants like England, West Indies. Will be a trial by fire that only helps the global game grow, right? So looking forward, for Italy, it'll be more of experience, but for the others, things can get interesting. So that's Group C for you guys.
I think it'll be more than an experience because Italy has beaten Nepal, so we'll see. Or Scotland,
yeah?
they've beaten
Oh,
Scotland.
nice.
They beat Scotland. They beat
Right.
Scotland. Sorry.
Interesting.
So we'll see.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. In the qualification, I think. Right? Okay, doke. So we get into individual teams.
We'll start with England. I mean, on paper, as Mama said, Group C looks pretty weak, other than England. And I think led by Harry Brook and Baz, who is now at the helm of the white ball outfit as well, they're going to look to make progress on that semifinal performance from the 2024 edition. I mean, they won the 2022 edition, so England is a very strong white ball side in general. They're much stronger white ball side than a red ball side.
I would say the same thing for India, by the way.
Debatable. Yeah, it's debatable. But I mean, like, you have some solid batsmen like Brooke, Butler, Salt, Duckett, and Tom Benton, who had a very, very good 100 this northern hemisphere summer. In addition to all these specialist batsmen, they have several batting all-rounders in Jax, Bethel, and Curran. But they also have bowling all-rounders in Rehan Ahmed, Jamie Overton, and Liam Dawson. Then we have our four specialists in Archer, Tong, Rashid, and Luke Wood. So you can see that this team is very experienced. 8 of the 15 members of this squad were in the last edition. And then 5 of those 8 were in the squad from 2022 as well. So they have the key batsmen. You have Phil Salt and Butler at the top, obviously. Very scary.
He's strong.
Yeah, I mean they're a very strong team. I think their bowling is definitely going to be really, really important. Like you have Luke Wood, right? I think he's a very good power play bowler. How effective he is in the death is going to be interesting to see. In the middle, how they're bowling all rounders, split the overs, get through the overs. I think it's going to be more of a team that gets through the middle overs than a team that's going to be looking to take wickets, right? So seeing whether that strategy works out, whether they can back their batting to score any amount of runs, right? And have their bowlers just contain, like whether that strategy is going to work is going to be interesting. And then I think kind of combined with that is the fact they only have one specialist spinner, at least in name, Adil Rashid in the squad, right? They don't have any other specialists. You can argue that Rehan Ahmed is a specialist spinner, or Liam Dawson is more of a specialist spinner than an all-rounder, but as listed, they only have one specialist spinner, and seeing whether that strategy works out for them is going to be interesting. So their batting is very, very strong. In Group C, they're gonna bat out most of these teams. Like they should be batting out these teams pretty easily. It's about the Super 8, whether their bowling can compete against the lineups like India, against the lineups like we'll discuss with South Africa even, or Australia. Like, can their bowling compete with these lineups? I think that's like the biggest question mark here. But otherwise, England's very strong.
Yeah, it's interesting. Just one full-time spinner is, I think they are taking a big risk. And also Luke Wood, I don't know, has he played IPL?
Yeah, he's played for Mumbai as well, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. The other interesting thing is how does he handle the dew, right? That's something that people who have experience with subcontinent will have an advantage. So yeah, let's see. It's interesting.
So they also have. I didn't mention Jamie Overton because he's also in the squad as well. He played in the actually. So out of these amazing batsmen that I listed, right? I mean, you have Joss Butler, right? He came in at 6. In the second Sri Lanka ODI, I think Joss Butler came in at number 6. Who do you think opened with Ben Duckett? Just take. He's part of the squad. Just take a wild guess. Rehan Ahmed. Actually,
right.
He opened with Ben Duckett in the second Sri Lanka ODI. And I mean, I don't think in a serious match he ever opens. I think with their squad, they're trying to figure out who are our best spinners, who are our best all-rounder spinners, right? Is it going to be Will Jacks? Is it going to be Jacob Bethel? Is it going to be Rehan Ahmed? Is it going to be Liam Dawson, right? They have 4 very interesting different options in their batting all-rounder / spinner like kind of outfit. So seeing who those 2, I guess, right? Because they only have one specialist spinner. They're going to have to choose 2 all-rounders out of Dawson, Rehan, Bethel, and Jack. So actually, they're 4, and they're going to have to choose 2 for every match. So that's going to be very interesting. I think they're using that Sri Lanka series as a way of figuring that out.
I think it might just come down to combinations. So yeah, so they do have the spin options, but yeah, how many of them can bat?
But not wicket taking, right? Not wicket taking.
Maybe England is now getting into a habit of sending their bowlers as top order. In Ashes, we saw, number 3.
So where was Liam Dawson in the Ashes? Actually, that was one of my. I forgot about Liam Dawson, but then I was like, oh, why wasn't he in the Ashes? Was it because of the left arm versus right arm orthodox? Like, was that I don't know. Was that like what was playing into it? I don't know.
No clue. So moving on to West Indies. So West Indies for me, just like a couple of other teams, is an enigma. Meaning, I've been obviously following them since the 75 World Cup, 79. I'm an old-timer, 83. They were a powerhouse. I mean, that's such an understatement to say.
That was like West 40 Indian years ago, old man.
Oh my God, yeah, that's how old I am. Sid. So, but the thing is, even in T20, they were dominant, right? They are like with India and England, 2-time winners. But then they also end up losing to Nepal and even Afghanistan. But then I realized not full squad team because
not against Afghanistan.
Yeah. Right. I think even against Nepal, I didn't think so they were full
It
squad
wasn't.
either.
It wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't.
So, but the issue is, why aren't they full squad? Because there are competing, obviously,
Franchise cricket.
priorities, making money,
Mhm.
things like that. But they are a power to reckon with, because you talk about people who can hit the ball out. I mean, there is a confusion whether somebody is a bowler or a batter or a hitter. They are just a strong batting lineup, right? An exciting team to watch. They made the Super 8s last time with I think 4-0 record in their group. So they can actually totally dominate. So again, I mean, we can get into the nitty-gritty of team members, but Shai Hope is back. I want to look at the coach situation there. I've heard a bit of grumblings from some of the West Indian fans about the coach. So I don't know if you folks have any insight into that, but either way, that team is either way the team looks like really, really solid. And of course, just the fact that they are with Nepal, in their, I don't know if there's
it's like a get right
psychological
group.
pressure.
You know what I mean? It's a get right group.
What do you mean get right? Did you say get right?
Yeah, it's kind
right.
of the group where you just need to get it right. It's not like Group D. You don't have South Africa, New Zealand, Afghanistan, like these good, tough teams to play against, right? You have teams that will make mistakes, that aren't full of, these amazing batsmen, right? Like if Nepal, Scotland, or Italy bats first, there isn't a total that they're going to score that West Indies can chase. There just isn't.
Right.
As opposed to if England bats first, right?
Yeah.
Then England could score 260 and then, sure, whatever. Scotland, Nepal, Italy, they're not going to score more than 200.
It's interesting,
if
right?
that.
Because in one of the matches scorecard I saw, West Indies lost actually to Nepal, I think, chasing. Like really small total.
West Indies hasn't been, to your question about why are they not sending their full strength teams? That is a actually pertinent point, because has the team played together enough to work as a team, or are they individual players who are playing the CPLs and the IPLs? But when you come together as a team, are they going to be able to SA20, ILT20, whatever, right? So are they going to gel well enough, right? And then no matter what, they have lost to Afghanistan, they have lost to Nepal very recently. So that counts. Nepal will be charged up, right? We'll go into details, and I have some nice spicy things about the team, but they will, back themselves. So I am not sure if this group is that straightforward, especially with West Indies, with the results that they have had. And I doubt their capability. Yes, they can, if there's a 150 to chase, they probably should chase it down. But what if they lose a few wickets? What if they get on subcontinent pitches where Nepal spinners can be a handful? So it's going to be interesting.
I mean, Jatan, what's interesting is the 2 times they have won is actually in subcontinent, in India and Sri Lanka.
Right.
So
That's true.
I don't. Again, that's why I use the word enigma for them.
Yeah, I mean, I'd back those boys to smack the spinners. Yeah. There's any team that can just smack the spinners.
Let's see. That team was different. That team was probably playing together more often.
Together.
Sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Together. I'm just worried about, and I want West Indies too, and I'm just worried about whether they can work as a team. But let's see.
Yeah, and then moving on to Bangladesh / Scotland. I mean, I have a lot of thoughts about. I think we had discussed that in one of the episodes. Like one of the what the heck moments were politics and geopolitics. Completely, it's hard to control that or manage that, because at the end of the day, it's a national team. You are representing your nation, so these things do happen. You see them happen in Olympics sometimes. Certain boycotts, teams not showing up. I mean, it is kind
Bobby
of
Fischer.
chess. Yeah, exactly. All kinds of stuff can happen. I was kind of, wondering what Bangladesh could do this World Cup. I still remember one of the World Cups when they choked against India. Big time, they needed to score like 2 and 3 balls, and they choked. So
Who can forget that?
Exactly. But, since they're out now, Scotland is in. So I was wondering, why Scotland? Because they finished 4th in their qualification. Like the European qualification, they finished 4th. But the rules is when you go through all your, and I do want to get into a little bit about how do we pick these 20 teams, right? But Scotland is the most highest ranked T20 team by rankings, not qualified. That's why they got picked. I think in a way it's fair because
It's fair.
the ranking is by how
Overall,
you perform
right?
throughout the year. Yeah. So it's fair. That's why Scotland is in. But ironically, they finished fourth in their. That's
In the
what Siddharth was
qualification.
saying earlier. Yeah. So I mean, they're here. What other interesting thing about Scotland, and they are captained by this guy Richie Berrington. He's been playing for them for a while. He's an all-rounder. Scotland's first international match. Any guesses when they played their first international match? Random guess. 100 years ago?
2010.
No, 2010. Come on. I'm not. I would have said, 1900.
1880.
Oh, wow.
1880 was their first international match. Obviously, as a full nation and stuff like that, things change afterwards. But they've been playing cricket for a while. So
It's just not been their priority with football.
Oh, for sure.
I'm sure many of their players have been poached by England too.
Yeah. I mean, you see all players from all different countries sometimes playing for
KP.
England. Yeah, definitely. So it'll be interesting to see how Scotland takes advantage of this late Christmas gift, if we can call that, right? To get into the World Cup. I think it's a big occasion for them. They have been in the World Cup before, so it's not uncharted territory for them. So let's see.
Nepal. Next is Nepal, right? So this is going to be interesting. So ranked 17th in the world in T20 cricket. I think it's above Scotland for sure. They are no longer just making up the numbers anymore. This is a side that has made massive strides, and they are bringing a battle-hardened squad to this World Cup. Very experienced side. They played the last World Cup also. Right? The team is led by Rohit Paudel. He took the captaincy at just 20 years of age, under incredibly high-pressure circumstances due to the Sandeep Lamichhane controversy. He took over a fractured dressing room at a time when the team's future looked really uncertain. It was around 22-23, just before the previous World Cup. And he's managed to turn that turmoil into a unified competitive unit. He's grown into this tactical heartbeat of the side. So Rohit is the anchor. First name matches with another great Indian player. Yeah, he's the anchor. He's the only one who holds the innings together when there are other hard hitters playing around him. And if you move on, their vice captain, Dipendra Singh Airy. I hope you guys have heard the name. If you want to talk about just raw destructive power, you have to talk about this vice captain, right? He's a walking highlight reel. I mean, I've seen some of his shots. He holds the record for the fastest T20 international 50, 9 balls. Of course, it was against Mongolia, but still you have to hit what?
Right, yeah.
No, but still you have to hit the ball.
Yeah, 6.
You have to hit at least 7 sixes.
Yeah.
Or at least 7 sixes and 2 fours, or some calculation. Yeah. So
42 plus 8. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, right? So think about that. Come in and hit a 15.
Just to add to that point, like even hitting like a 50-mile-an-hour ball for a 6 is not easy. I mean, 7 sixes and 2 fours is like
swinging 9 balls.
It's only 9 balls though. Still.
And he's also one of the few men to hit 6 sixes in an over in T20 cricket, right? So a genuine 360 hitter. So if this wasn't already enough, he's also an electric fielder, whether it's inside the circle or the boundary. He's taken some spectacular catches. So he's like probably Glenn Phillips with Surya mixed. Of course, he probably doesn't have that kind of experience, but hopefully he gets that more here, right? And he also bowls off spin. It's interesting, and I'm really looking forward to watching him. So if Nepal's going to cause an upset, Airy will be the man who's holding the smoking gun, right? So after that, in the team, you also have the hard-hitting Asif Sheikh and Kushal Bhurtel, who are also hard-hitting. When we talk about if batting first, if they don't take that pressure, they have the players to move past 150 or even towards 200 if the pitch supports, right? So that's what it's going to be interesting. So in the bowling department, you have the veteran Karan Casey, is the man who's consistently delivered at depth. But we have to talk about the other guy, the greatest Nepal player ever, Sandeep Lamichhane, right? So statistically, he is the most successful cricketer Nepal has ever produced. a global franchise traveler, right? I think he's played for more than 25 franchises, with elite leg spin. Very, very good leg spin on. He was also the captain of Nepal at one point. He was actually at the pinnacle of his career, right? But now his inclusion in the squad is easily the most controversial story of the tournament. Just before the last World Cup, he was sentenced to prison for 8 years for a very serious charge, crime against women, right? And then subsequently acquitted just before the 2024 World Cup. Reeks of controversy totally in and out. So once he's acquitted, the ban on him goes away. But even then, his US visa was for the last World Cup was rejected, so he couldn't play in the last World Cup. So his inclusion this time has divided opinion globally, and for very valid reasons. Yeah. But from a purely cricketing standpoint, on the subcontinent tracks, his leg spin remains world class, and it's going to be a nightmare for any middle order. So he's the first player from Nepal to be picked up in IPL also by the Deadly Daredevils in 2018. Personally, I mean, it's not a politically charged discussion, but I don't know. I'm not very sure if they should have picked him, though he's probably their best player and has been for many years, and still only 25. And finally, Nepal have included an unknown face in Sher Malla, a new guy, right arm off breaks bowler. He comes into the side on a spectacular performance in the Nepal Premier League, where he finished the joint highest wicket taker with 17 wickets in 10 matches at an economy rate of only 6.5. Not many international players play that league, but still, that counts for something. He's going to be a mystery for all other teams, and do not be surprised if they include him in the playing 11, given his current form. So as for their chances with Scotland replacing Bangladesh, I feel the door has really swung wide open for Nepal. Probably their best chance. While England and West Indies are obviously the heavyweights, don't let that fool you, right? Historically,
so their best chance to create some sort of an upset, right? Do something.
I really am looking forward to the Nepal versus West Indies match, but again, that's probably more for the matchups.
I mean, if you think about it, Nepal doesn't even need to beat Windies as long as someone else beats Windies, right? And they win by enough. We need Windies to lose, not we, but like Nepal needs Windies to lose 2 matches. Yeah. Then we'll see. Yeah.
No, but they might just beat England also. So you never know.
Windies might beat England too.
Yeah, they have the firepower to do that also, right? It's T20 after all, and they have. So it's going to be interesting. But if you go by just general data, right? Nepal has a good chance, especially with Bangladesh out, right? Beating West Indies, Bangladesh, Scotland, all of them together would have been hard. But if they beat Scotland, and if by chance they spring a surprise against West Indies, you never know. So yeah,
washout. Who knows? We don't talk about washouts, right? Who knows, because of weather or something, some issue. Awesome.
So now moving on to Italy. So Italy finished in second place against the giant killers, as Mama put it, Netherlands, in European qualification. It'll be interesting. I think they'll have the most interesting names, at least. So let's run through the names that are on the squad. So first we have Zayn Ali, Marcus Campopiano, Ali Hassan, Christian Kulugmage, and then their captain Wayne Madsen, and then their brothers Harry Manenti and Benjamin Manenti. So they have 2 sets of brothers as well.
Nice to see Italian names in the team, right? And not just expats. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And then you have Anthony Mosca and Justin Mosca, right? Another pair of Italians. Then you got Syed Naqvi, Jasprit Singh, former SA cricketer JJ Smuts, Grant Stewart, Thomas Darka, and I think you got to save the best for last. Gianpiero Miede.
Gianpiero
Miede. I mean, come on, that's just a crowd pleaser right there. So Italy actually has been on the rise. There is actually, this is reminding me of our discussion of Group B from last time, but they have Irish legend. I think Kevin O'Brien is part of their coaching staff.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be interesting. Talking about some upset victories, with England, in the mix. So we'll see whether that can rub off on some of the players. But yeah, I think Scotland's inclusion, I think, helps Italy as well because they've beaten Scotland. So that'll give them confidence that maybe they can win. They can actually win a game in the World Cup, right? And it's about winning, right? You win one game, then you have belief. So now they're gonna have belief that they can actually win games. And I mean, you spoke about Nepal. I think Italy probably does not have the upside Nepal does, but I think they can win a game in this World Cup, and that'll be huge for European cricket. So excited to see how that goes.
European cricket, I don't know if you guys heard, there is a European franchise league. It's going to start
Yes.
soon. Abhishek
No.
Bachchan's part of it. So
Oh my God.
Oh, interesting. Wait, is he a player?
No. He'll be an owner.
Kaun banega crorepati? Who wants to be a millionaire?
No, so I mean, hopefully Italy can show that, like, those kind of. I was watching Big Bash the other day, and there was this one play where one delivery where Rashad Hussain, I think,
Yeah,
he
Prashant.
bowled a ball. The guy kind of softly hit it to long on, and nobody was running for the ball. And they're like, "Oh, this is straight out of European cricket." So hopefully Italy kind of rewrites that script and shows that European cricket wins at the World Cup too.
Some
So
memes of
excited to see
European
that.
cricket are very funny though.
They're the best. They're the best.
We should probably do a session just on
Yeah, we
cricket.
should talk. We should
Yes.
bring some of those. So interestingly,
European cricket
Italy
memes.
is playing in 2 World Cups in 2026, right? The only team,
Ooh.
maybe, or no? I
England
don't know.
would.
Scotland, yeah,
England
England,
would.
of course, yeah. But I don't think about England playing the other World Cup, because
They
they
have to
get
they have to have
somewhere
a
and
chance
then they
of
lose.
winning. Yeah, like if you have a chance of winning the World Cup, then you're considered being a part of it.
Yeah. So what are we looking for in Group C?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's how far will England go? And I mean, are they going to get over the disappointment of the Ashes tour? I mean, you already saw there's some fatalities from that tour. Jamie Smith not included in the side, for example.
I'm surprised.
I'm actually if you look at the makeup of the side, they already have two wicketkeeper batsmen. They
Yeah,
also have
that
Tom.
would be the
So
reason.
in some ways, it's not that surprising, but like I understand what you mean. And then all the other off the field kind of related issues, like Harry Brook with getting kicked out by some bouncer, getting punched in the face by some bouncer at a club, the night before an ODI in New Zealand, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's pretty common. I mean that probably fuels the team. I don't know. Always happens. Stokes getting into a fist fight.
okay, so the Stokes fist fight, I think it was actually a different situation, I think, than this Brook bouncer
No,
encounter
that doesn't
thing.
matter, but it keeps happening with them.
So I'm just worried that England is gonna let off the field things just like impact their World Cup, especially when the pressure rises. Like I know for a fact that they have, well, not for a fact, but just from speculation, actually, not for a fact, from speculation that they have, kind of a drinking culture, kind of like an unhealthy drinking culture surrounding their team. So seeing how they're able to kind of absorb these like really high pressure moments and not kind of be succumb to weakness or temptation when they're playing for a lot, they have a really good chance at going far in this World Cup. They just need to leave all the vices at home. Just focus 100% on this World Cup.
Right. So from my side, I think the biggest game would be Nepal's West Indies if we talk about matchups. Sure, Scotland's the new and late entrant. Italy also their first World Cup, so those are fairy tales. But I think when we just go down to hard possibilities, I think the only possibility I see here, which can alter the group dynamics, is Nepal upset victory over West Indies, which I personally feel is a distinct possibility. I'm not sure if I'll put my money on West Indies losing or Nepal winning, but yeah, I would give it 60-40, right? So that's probably the important match for this tournament, assuming England beat West Indies. If West Indies beat England, then that kind of changes the whole dynamics again. Still, the Nepal versus West Indies match is probably I'll watch it live.
For me, the storyline would be all of this stuff you said, right? Every team has some either issue or challenge to overcome. Like, does Scotland really use this as a big opportunity, and take advantage of that or not?
Yeah, nothing to lose.
Yeah, and I'm just going to otherwise just repeat everything that you two said. So I rather not. Interesting group to watch, nonetheless. Cool. So that wraps up the Group C discussion. We'll come to the MVP next.
Okay, so MVPs for Group C. My MVP is going to be Shea, the GOAT. Shea, hope is not a strategy, but Shea Hope is a strategy. Bro has been doing pretty well in SA20, IL20 as well. He's averaged 50 in ILT20 this year. He did okay in the SA 2020, only averaged 27.6, but strike rate was 135, which is, I think, where it needs to be for, a consistent period of time. He's been named white ball captain. He's made a comeback in the test side. He's been playing a lot of franchise T20 cricket, which I think is to his benefit, even if he's not playing against, the Nepals of the world or even Afghanistan in this case. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with it, but that's the case. But I think if West Indies is gonna, chase totals, it's gonna set high totals. Shea Hope is gonna have to be the backbone of that side. He's the captain, and he's the best batsman, and he's been in good form. So Shea Hope, my MVP.
Yeah, no, can't argue with that.
For me, it will be Harry Brook. I think because you see him even in the Ashes, right? He was. I think he was batting really well. I would want him to succeed in T20. He's a captain, so yeah, I would want Harry Brook. So I think he will lead the team. I feel that. So
I think
my
he
pick for
might
MVP is-
succeed if the tracks are flatter, but if they encounter more turning tracks, it can get interesting. But yeah,
Yeah,
good choice
I
again.
mean, maybe for me, it is. I would want him to, because he does play like fascinating cricket. I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
plays
absolutely.
really well. So
So, I mean, I did want to talk about Harry Brook a little bit, just about his position in the order. I think that's going to be very interesting. I don't think he can be the MVP of England if he's coming in at 5. I think
Yeah,
right,
it's just too late for him to be coming into the match. And I don't think he will bat at 5. If I were Brandon McCullum, there is no way that Harry Brook is going to be facing less than 30 deliveries a match. Like, at least he needs to have that opportunity to face 30 deliveries. He's not scoring centuries for you at number 5. He's never going to score a century for you at number 5.
if Salt and Butler are going to open, why not Harry at 3? Who's
Yeah.
3 and 4? I'm not blanking out, but who's 3 and 4?
3 is a very interesting position for England right now, because I think as long as Butler opens, right? If Butler, if they kind of roll the dice, if they want to have the lefty righty combo with Duckett and Salt, then I could see Butler being shifted down to 3. I think it would be better to have Butler bat a little down the order rather than Brook. I would rather have Brook, like you're saying, in that 3 slot if it means Butler has to come in at 5. Like, I think Harry Brook needs to be facing
I
a lot
agree.
of deliveries.
Yeah.
makes sense.
And he's not going to do that
your
at 5.
Who's your choice, Jatan? MVP.
Yeah, for me, in subcontinent conditions, it's going to be Puran for me. So, Nicholas Puran, arguably the most dangerous batsman in the world right now. If you look at from a spin hitting perspective, so he plays spin better than a lot of the other players. And if the tracks start turning, then I would probably pick him above, say, Brook. Again, that's why I was saying that if tracks are flatter, then probably Brook can, because he's played enough in the IPL to understand how the pitches work, how the spin works in India in subcontinent pitches. And he
Devastating
bats at
hitter.
3 or 4.
Yeah, he's a big
Yeah,
hitter. Oh my
he
god.
gets if he gets going. But the thing with him is he's too mercurial, right? He may not just play make anything also. That's also comes with the package. But if he bats at number 3 or 4, which he usually would do for West Indies, control the middle overs, dominate the spinners, yeah, I think it can get much better for West Indies overall. So yeah, that's going to be my
Cool.
pick.
So then overall scoreline.
England should, barring West Indies upsetting England, they should go 4-0. I think West Indies strong enough to go 3-1. Nepal is going to go 2-2. They'll beat at least Scotland or Bangladesh. We'll see. But I think West Indies will do enough against Nepal to beat them. But then I think Italy will beat Scotland, and it's going to be a big. I think it'll be big for Italian cricket. So I'm really pulling for Italy to beat Scotland. Not that I have anything against Scotland, but go Italy.
All right, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about that, but let's see. And again, from my side, the only upset that's probably possible would be Nepal beating West Indies. But then, yes, I would probably agree with you. At the end of the day, it's probably going to be West Indies.
Same. Actually, scoreline-wise, eventually it'll line up one way or the other. So that wraps...
Gianpiero Meda.
Gianpiero Meda. Pieto?
I think that's why you want
Meda.
Italy to win one game.
I just need some Gianpiero in the Super 8, man. Come on, that's all I need.
Super 8, oh, now, come on.
So moving on to Group D.
Yeah, Group D. I'll keep it short. So if Group C was about chaos and controversy, Group D is, I think, the group of death in this tournament.
D for death.
Yeah, it features South Africa, New Zealand, Afghanistan, the UAE, and Canada. Three-way war, right? Sure, UAE and Canada have played World Cups before, but if you really look at it, there are three really strong teams in this group, three full member teams. Only two are going to make it, so it definitely is the group of death. You've got three world-class teams in the Proteas, the Black Caps, and the Afghans, but only two chairs available when the music stops, right? So unfortunately, one of them will go home early. I guess while UAE and Canada will gain invaluable experience playing these three absolute heavyweights, the real battle is going to be at the top. I don't expect either of them to make it further from the same group, but yeah, so that's Group D for you. So let's start with New Zealand. Historically, when you think of New Zealand, you think of swing, seam, and those relentless hit-the-deck bowlers. But for this World Cup, they have pulled a tactical 180. They have not really dished, but they have kind of put that traditional pace-heavy blueprint aside for a spin-friendly philosophy tailored specifically to the subcontinent. It's a radical move, and I'm not sure if it's working for the Kiwis right now as we speak in the India versus New Zealand series. But I mean, if anyone can actually pull off this pivot eventually, it's going to be the Kiwis. Coming to the squad, so the team is now led full time by Mitchell Santner, one of the most calculated, sharpest tactical brain in the game. Not only is a world-class left-hand spinner himself, who thrives in Indian conditions. He's also turned himself into a vital lower order stabilizer. At the top, they may open with two of the three, either Finn, Conway, or Seifert. I don't think they can go wrong with anyone, but I really think they should bring in Finn. Between Conway and Seifert, whoever is in better form should keep wickets as well as open. At number 3, the breakout star of 23 ODI World Cup, Rachin Ravindra. I think he's the best player for number 3, knows the conditions well in India, and also he's a very good left stump spinner. So he allows them to pack the side with bowling options without really sacrificing even an ounce of batting depth.
I think really exciting new player, right? Like every now and then you see some players coming and you want to root for them. I mean, Rachin Ravindra is one of those players you're like, I want to root for the guy.
Yeah, and whenever I see Rachin Ravindra, I get reminded of Siddharth. So yeah, that's why I want him to be successful even more. So, we should probably post a photo of Siddharth while we are talking about this. But anyway, by the way, quick thing, right? His first name, do you know how it got? Why their parents?
I do.
Yeah,
I do know that.
Rahul
Dravid and Sachin.
Rahul and Sachin. Right? Yeah, right. A nice name though. And moving on, right? Number 4 is probably going to be Glenn Phillips. The man's a freak, dynamic middle order hitter, and a very handy off spinner, and arguably the greatest fielder on the planet. In one of the ODIs, Gill hits a cut towards him. He's horizontal, flying, and he drops the catch. Can you believe that? In one of the ODIs.
I remember that. I was like, thank God. He is human after all.
Exactly.
He's not dropping any other one for like next 10 years.
Yeah. Anybody else probably is not even reaching it, but it's Phillips.
They're not even reacting. It's not even about
reacting.
They're just standing still as the ball's flying past them.
Yeah.
It's insane.
So he's at a level where
and he's in tremendous batting form.
Yeah.
Right.
If he misses an impossible catch, it becomes the evening, right? So that's the level of fielder he is, and it's amazing to watch him field. So yeah, I mean, after that, number 5 is Daryl Mitchell. They have some strong batting lineup, right? The form of his life, made a couple of centuries in the ODIs against India recently, so he's in great form. On the bowling side, Adam Milner's out with injury, which brings in Kyle Jamieson, though I'm not sure if he'll make it to the 11 because I think they're probably going to have more focus on spin, and that's what I had mentioned initially. They are focusing a lot on spinners this time, so the pace will be handled by the ever-dependable Henry and Duffy. Duffy's been doing well, but the real story is how New Zealand can now field 4 spin options in any given game. Santner, Ishsodi, Rachin, and Phillips are all really good spinners. Obviously, Santner and Ishsodi are probably a step above also, but Rachin and Phillips are also pretty good on the Indian subcontinent pitches. Quick stat, Matt Henry is currently has one of the best power play economy rates in T20 internationals over the last year, and Jacob Duffy is among the bowlers with the most power play wickets since the last World Cup, along with bowlers like Arshdeep, right? So they're right up there. Strong pace attack, if both of them stay healthy throughout the tournament, and like 4 really good spinners. So they probably ticked on all the boxes. Coming to the chances, I think, New Zealand could be the most consistent team, has been the most consistent team in the last decade. Finalists in 2021, semifinals 2022. But what happened last time? They didn't make it to the semifinals, which is very strange for New Zealand, right? They always make it to the semifinals. So they didn't last time. So they want to probably fix that. Yeah.
Moving on to South Africa. So I'm just going to go say it right now. I think South Africa is the second strongest side right now in this World Cup, right? So we know we have all the hype around Australia. We have all the hype around India, right? And England's pretty strong. New Zealand's pretty strong. But South Africa's squad, you look at every single member of that squad, they don't have any passengers. Seriously, they have 15 players who all deserve to be in the 11, right? You have the captain, Markram. Then you have De Kock, Rickleton, Stubbs, Brevis, David Miller.
Oh boy.
And then they have this guy, Jason Smith, who did really well in SA20. I think he got selected based on SA20 form. But when you think about it, right? Last time they had Heinrich Klaassen too.
I
right?
was going to say they don't even have Klaassen.
He's retired now, so he's not there. But they could have had Klaassen.
Seriously.
Then you're like, oh, maybe they're just a team that can only hit. Let's look at their bowlers. Maybe we can get into a firefight with them and then beat them in that. How are you gonna get in a firefight with Keshav Maharaj, Lungi Ngidi, and Kagiso Rabada, right? I mean, like, then you have obviously you have your Anrik Neutia and Juana Afaka, who are good in their own right, but maybe those are the passengers if there are any. But then you're wondering, where's Marco Janssen? He's listed as an all-rounder in this side because he can hit 20, 30, 40 runs at a strike rate of 200 with Corbin Bosch and George Linda, right? So this squad is so strong that Donovan Ferreira, who at one point arguably was one of the top-ranked all-rounders in the world, couldn't make it. Tony DeZorzi, who is, again, a very, very good batsman, test-level batsman, couldn't make it, right? This is a very, very, very strong South African side.
So, but the interesting thing is, slight tangent, but South Africa always field strong sides. Now, though, they're getting close to winning. And they're winning now. They won the Test Championship.
The Chokers tag. We have to mention that.
And exactly. And they're winning tournaments, ICC tournaments, because traditionally they have always fielded strong. And you mentioned Klaassen. I'm going to get nightmares tonight because honestly, I have not seen anyone hit the ball harder than Klaassen.
And
my God.
Further. And they should have just won the 2024 World Cup.
Yeah.
And be done with it. I mean, seriously.
Surya catch, Hardik Pandya, overs. It was just
crazy.
It was unbelievable final.
Wicket on a bad ball. That's classic. There's never like off the field controversy. When South Africa shows up to a tournament, I mean, call them chokers, call them whatever. It's all about the cricket, right? Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter what sport South Africa plays. It's all about, there are sportsmen at the same level as how we say Australians are sportsmen, right? Like South Africans are also sportsmen at that level, at that athletic level too.
The only difference is Australians bring them out with them. South Africans usually don't. So yeah, I love South Africa.
Yeah, so I mean, I think South Africa's team, I mean, if there's one team that I think is definitely making it out of Group D, it's got to be South Africa. They've played so much, like their players have played so much franchise cricket over the last 2 years. You know they want to play India in the Super 8. You know they want to beat them, and they
Yeah.
have the spinners. Like they have the quality as well. And we'll see.
Yeah. But spinners, right? Good that you brought that up. So beyond Maharaj and Markram,
And
it
Lind,
might, huh? Lint. Yeah,
Linda.
but I'm not sure if he'll make it to the 11. If he does, sure, but I don't know how much experience he has playing in subcontinent. I think if I have to nitpick, right, and I am really nitpicking here with South Africa's team, who's going to be the third spinner who can be effective, not just stop runs, because it's going to be hard to stop runs if you're not effective here in India in 4 overs. How are you going to make those 4 overs count?
Not Markram, right? I mean,
No,
does he bowl
Makram
in
is
T20s?
there. I'm
Right.
actually considering his as the second bowler, and he's
Second.
experienced.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, he may not be second. He may actually be third if Lind is there. But that's where I think there might be slight gap or slight. Of course, they can just field 3 fast bowlers and be be okay with that, with Jansen also being there. But maybe on turning tracks, if they have to play in Chennai, for example, I'm just taking Chennai because it's probably the most turning, or if they have to play in one of the Sri Lankan pitches, they might fall slightly short there, but then again, they have other
Yeah.
resources to.
No, I mean I hear you. I hear you loud. I mean, I just look at the other teams as well. I mean, you see, I mean, India will always have good spinners. Pakistan will generally have good spinners. Afghanistan has good spinners. No other like Australia has again kind of similar they don't have many specialist spinners. Neither
No,
does England, like we just discussed.
yeah,
And
that's
New
what.
Zealand has Santner and Sodhi, but they just got taken to the cleaners in the last T20 series against India. Maybe you don't, that's like recency bias, but like it's all that considered. I think South Africa's spinners are experienced and quality enough to be enough.
Afghanistan, right? So
Hmm.
Yep.
let's talk about Afghanistan. uh, not underdogs anymore. Absolutely not. Right? They made to the semifinals last time, so none of their victories are going to be upsets anymore. So Afghanistan has started having pressure now to win. Actually, full member side since 2017, and on subcontinent tracks, they are as terrifying as any team in world cricket. So they have a lot to prove this time. I mean, they have to start probably winning these tournaments. That's probably where they are, and this probably is a good time as any. Before we get into the squad, the big headline for the squad is a bad one for them. Naveen ul Haq is out. He's their premier death over specialist, right? We all remember him for his controversy with Virat Kohli, but there's more to him than that. It's a massive loss because his cutters and slow balls are tailor-made for Indian pitches. So that's a bummer. But apart from that, they have their full strong side, led by Rashid Khan. I'm not going to talk about what he can do or what he can't. Uh, he just needs to be injury-free, really, and that's it.
Yep.
At the top, Gurbaz and Zadran, good. They complement each other. Zadran is probably the anchor. Gurbaz goes firing all cylinders. If he gets stuck for 5 to 7 overs, they get a good start. And he's had enough experience even playing in the IPL. Then there is Azmatullah Omarzai, the Hardik Pandya, the Ben Stokes of Afghanistan, a really good batsman and a really good medium pacer. So he can bat at 4 or 5, depending on what's the need of the team. And then, of course, they have Gulbadin Naib, Mohammad Nabi, right, who are all-rounders, a team packed with all-rounders. Talk about having enough spin options. But if you look at the attack, right, you have Rashid Khan, obviously, who actually hits really good sixes also. So
Yep.
if he comes at number 7 or 8, we are still in the game, right? Even if you need, I don't know, 50 in 10 balls. But yeah, he's still in the game. He's also closing in on 200 T20 international wickets. He's 13 away, so he might reach that milestone also. Then you have Mujibur Rahman, the wizard, right? And Noor Ahmed, the left arm mystery spinner. So talk about variety. They have all of it. Add Mohammad Nabi to the mix, add Gulbadin Naib to the mix. Who can forget his 20 for 4 in the game against Australia last World Cup? which resulted in Australia getting eliminated. So all in all, a very strong team. They just have to keep their heads while batting. I think their bowling's pretty much taken care of. While batting, if they
Fazal
can,
Haq Faruqi as well.
Fazak Al Faruqi as well, the fast bowler, right? So, yeah, I mean, very, very strong side on paper, a strong side tailor made for subcontinent pitches, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, looking forward to how they perform. I really feel they should feel confident of their chances in this World Cup, right? Not just making it to the Super 8s, not just semi-finals. That's what they should be thinking with the team they have for the subcontinent, as long as their batting clicks.
See, that's interesting, right? Is when you are like true underdog, your mindset is different. Now you're not underdogs, so
They're
that
not
pressure
underdogs.
is there, right?
The
Which
pressure.
is
How do they deal with that pressure? Right?
how it's eventually. I think one of the conversation we had was when you have nothing to lose almost, and have the talent, then you can take advantage of that. But now there is
Yeah.
expectations.
Boris Becker
in
at
this group.
17, same thing, right?
Yeah,
He had nothing to
exactly.
lose. But
Yeah,
but yeah, so let's see. It's going to be very interesting.
So I guess to wrap up, Group D is Canada and UAE. The thing about Canada is, of course, it's across the border for us, our first cousin. If you're an American, so to say, there a couple of interesting things I found about them is cricket actually was their first national game. I don't know if you guys knew, right? Before, because British colony and then influence and then.
Yeah.
Eventually, it got replaced with ice hockey and a lot of American influence. Their first international match actually was against US long time ago. But then, US picked up another stick and ball, a bat and ball game called baseball. And
I don't really mind that. I don't really mind that at all.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's what Canada is. They did beat, I think, Netherlands last time. Right, so Canada is able to create upsets. One other thing, I think their captain is this guy Dilpreet Bajwa. He's like their all rounder, batting all rounder. Other interesting thing about Canadian bowlers is this bowler named Saad bin Zafar. He's the first and only one of the two bowlers that have a really interesting statistics in T20. Any idea what? Only two bowlers in the history of T20. First one was Saad bin Zafar.
Who was the other? Then maybe we can guess.
Lockie Ferguson.
Oh, wow. Lockie Ferguson.
The Kiwi. So here's a quick stat.
I fifer in the first match.
Actually, that's a really good guess. But even not fifer, but 4 overs for no runs.
Oh, wow.
He was the first bowler to have bowled.
Lockie Ferguson has...
And
oh, yeah, it is a better...
Yeah, and Lockie
it is better
Ferguson,
than Pfeiffer. Because in a Pfeiffer, you'll probably have 2 or 3 wickets which are mishits in T20s.
Exactly.
And
Lockie Ferguson actually had 4 overs, 4 maidens, no runs, 3 wickets.
Wow.
Right? So,
where?
I think
Wow.
it
I have
was
to look that
against New Guinea or someone. Obviously, I think for Saad bin Zafar, it was against Panama. I think. But either way, to bowl 4 overs for no runs, like no wides, like maybe you bowl wides actually, but 4 overs for no runs.
It would count to
it would count towards you.
Yeah,
exactly. So it's like
only buys don't get counted, right?
It was against New Guinea, by the way.
Yeah.
Lockie Ferguson. 4
Lucky.
overs, 4 maidens, 0 runs, 3 wickets.
It's like throwing a perfect game.
T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you don't have any buys, it's a perfect game.
Yeah. So interesting thing about Canada, going to UAE. So again, when you think about UAE, you think about all the tournaments this country is hosting, right? So, but as a cricketing team, I mean, they qualified again, went through the whole qualification situation. There isn't much actually to particularly expect from this team as far as I know.
they qualified in even 1996. They played the 1996 World Cup in India.
Yeah.
So it's not that they are new, right? With other teams, you could think they have been in and around cricket for so many years now, 30 plus years. They've participated in 1996 World Cup. They host all these tournaments. Whoever is not happy to play in any country, they just host that tournament. And as a team, they're still not really grown, right? Which is sad. It's probably because the team's still made up of expats. Maybe the local population, the
Yeah.
local Arab population is not interested in the game. I don't know what it is. Or maybe the ICC is just not doing enough.
Oh, they're just
why
happy
just blame-
hosting. No,
So-
and I think one of the players I saw, he was a Pakistan born, went on to play for Pakistan, right? So it's interesting. I don't really expect much from UAE, but then they qualified from the group, right? So better than Scotland, who got picked. So yeah, so I think that wraps up our Group D team discussions.
Okay, so from a key storylines perspective, right? Top three, all three teams are strong enough. Who makes it through is going to be interesting. But I feel there are certain minor nuggets which we can look at between South Africa, New Zealand, and Afghanistan, right? I think the way the games go about is New Zealand plays Afghanistan in Chennai, while the other two games, Afghanistan, South Africa, and New Zealand, South Africa, are both in Ahmedabad. So the way it happens is first the New Zealand Afghanistan match which is played in Chennai, and then the remaining two with South Africa. In the important ones, there are other matches in the group also, but then those two teams travel to Ahmedabad to play against South Africa. What this does, I think, is gives Afghanistan a really good chance to kind of upset New Zealand, because I feel on paper Afghanistan has better spin attack than New Zealand, and New Zealand's spin attack is
100%.
really not clicking right now also. So
Yep.
playing in Chennai, probably their first game, I think Afghanistan will fancy their chances. And once both the teams move to Ahmedabad will probably be a flatter deck, not a lot of spin. With the firepower that South Africa has, I feel they'll win both the games against New Zealand and Afghanistan. So that makes it interesting. From a matchups perspective, I think it might depend on conditions. And that's why I feel Afghanistan has a slight edge over New Zealand to qualify further. And of course, South Africa, I feel, qualifies. But of course, anything can happen in any of these three games. So very, very open. But still, the small things might actually tilt the scales a bit towards South Africa and Afghanistan.
Nice. Interesting.
On the other side, I think, can UAE pull off an upset against one of these three teams? Because we're assuming each one of these teams has 2 wins against Canada and UAE. But what if they only get 1 win out of those 2 games?
Oh, no, try to
Then-
convince me. How is that even possible?
It's T20 cricket, man.
It's T20 cricket. That's it.
I mean, UAE has one killer batsman, Mohammad Wasim. He is the Pakistani expat that you were talking about.
Mhm.
You just need one batsman to cause
Sometimes,
chaos,
yeah.
especially against bowling attack that doesn't know what's going on. You just need one guy to play the game. I mean, if they can restrict any of these teams to 150, they just need one guy. Obviously, the odds are not in their favor, but I think if UAE can pull off an upset, that'll really make this interesting.
Okay, so is Afghanistan again going to make Super 8s just like they did last time, right? So Canada and UAE, it's fine. They could actually help create the upset.
Yeah, it might work in
That's what I'm saying.
Afghanistan's
That was your
favor.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's my
So,
point.
yeah, but can Afghanistan now have the belief and say, "Hey, we're not just here as to create upsets and have story and being talked about, but actually to win it all." I think, Jatan, that's what you said earlier. So I think
This is their best chance.
Side,
I mean, it's never the best chance, but this is their best chance,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yep.
They just don't have Naveen al-Haq. They are totally, apart from that, they have a very strong side. So yeah, I mean, I think they will. So looking forward
Sounds
to the
good.
New Zealand Afghanistan game.
MVP again, most valuable player of this group?
So I'm gonna go with Mujib, and I think this is maybe not a odds maker's choice. This is more of like when my gut is telling me. I look at, South Africa's batting lineup. I think is very strong. I think it's much stronger than New Zealand, Afghanistan, Canada, UAE's batting lineups. So maybe there's going to be some additional value from there as well. But then on the flip side, I think Afghanistan's spinners are far better than New Zealand's and South Africa's. And
Absolutely.
if we're talking about subcontinent conditions and facing spinners maybe you haven't seen too much before, then I think Mujib can really, really cause some problems. He's been in good form. His international economy in India is under 7, so he's going to be very efficient. Um, I think against South Africa, you can take 2 or 3 key wickets in the middle, especially when you think of like Tristan Subs or someone, they can bat differently. So yeah, I think Mujibur Rahman. Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, for me, MVP is, as we were discussing earlier about South Africa, right? And Siddharth, you read their lineup. It's going to be one of them. I do understand though that if you have a lot of those players, I think kind of what we talked about Australia, when you have a lot of them, and if you don't really have an opportunity for one player to click, then maybe not. I mean, Quinton de Kock has been in like phenomenal form recently, right? He's scoring really high. Markram is like a big tournament player. He has scored really well in one of the World Championship matches in Test. So he's a big fan of Markram. So I'm going to pick somebody from South Africa. Hard to pick a player,
Sure.
but one of the South Africans.
Right. I'll go with Rashid Khan for all the reasons that Sid said, but he can also finish games for Afghanistan. If he is, the thing with Rashid is if he is fit. He's had too many injuries in the recent past, so he also pulled. I think he also pulled out of the tournament. What is the BBL or the South Africa T20?
SA20.
Yeah, he pulled out early just so that he's fit. But yeah, I mean, if he's fit, yeah, I think Rashid Khan has a good shot because he hits sixes at will these days. So
Moving on to the predicted records, I think for me, I'm going to ride the Afghanistan train. Maybe I'm getting affected by recency bias by this New Zealand tour of India, but South Africa 3-1, Afghanistan 3-1, New Zealand 2-2, and then UAE, Canada both grab a game. So 1-3, 1-3 at the end.
I probably agree with that. For a change,
Yeah.
I agree with Sid.
Likewise, actually, me too. I mean, I'm really rooting for Afghanistan. Remember last time we talked about 1983 and not seeing teams that go all the way and win, just like India did. At least I don't remember any other big underdog winning the whole thing.
Sri Lanka to a certain extent in 96,
96, yeah.
but probably not as underdog as India because they
Yeah.
actually won a series in Australia before that. That Benson and Hedges. I think they won or they made. Yeah, I think they won. With Jay Surya and Kalu Vitarna really bringing this hitting over the top in the first few. Though Great
Yeah.
Batch did that in 92, but it wasn't the norm. And
Yeah,
then
yeah, we should talk about
Jay
that.
Surya and Kalu Vitarna
Game
did that very
changers.
successfully. Yeah.
Yep.
With, of course, De Silva coming at number 4. They had a great
Arvinder
team.
De Silva. I think we should talk about that. Some players that have changed the game, like literally have an impact. I know Sid and I, we have talked about, even in other sports, that there are players who actually change the game, have an impact on the, Steph Curry, exactly, in basketball. I guess that wraps our Group C and D. And as I said at the top of the thing, we are freezing our butts off. We still are. A lot of shoveling to do tomorrow. But World Cup is majorly heating up. I do have actually, as we wrap, one trivia question. So Jatan, last time you started with trivia. So I was like, man, that's interesting. So I have a trivia question. A layup.
Go ahead.
If you look at a host city, which is the number one stadium or city that have hosted most number of international matches combined, tests, ODI, T20.
I'll make two guesses. It's
Yep.
either MCG or Lords.
Lords.
Okay. We actually talked about this in our Group D conversation.
Eden Gardens. Oh,
No, in Group D conversation.
Chennai.
We talked,
Chennai.
no. In Group D
Narendra Modi Stadium.
conversation. Nope. No.
Come on.
Absolutely. Completely wrong. 100% wrong.
Okay, why don't you
So
finish your...
let me ask my question again. Right? A city or a stadium that has hosted most number of international matches combined. Right? Meaning
city or stadium? Which one?
City. Because usually
City.
very few cities have multiple stadiums. So city.
Okay.
Mumbai has multiple stadiums.
London.
And we talked about a country that is more a host than
Okay.
a competitor. Remember, we just talked about them.
UAE, of course.
And which city in
Sharjah,
UAE?
Sharjah.
Dubai. Oh, Sharjah. Okay.
Sharjah. Yeah. So Sharjah, it seems, has
Interesting.
hosted 318.
Trick question, but...
That was a good one. That was a good one. I like
That's a
that
good
one. So now we'll do umpire's call real quick. So my umpire's call is going to be that a match will exceed 500 runs this tournament. So combined team total will exceed 500 runs. Yeah, what do you guys think?
Wow. That's such
Yes.
a juicy one.
That'll happen.
Yeah, it has to happen. The way India is batting right now. If we, I mean, of course.
But if we
bat
bowl
first-
just as well.
No, fair enough. No, I see what you mean. It was a trap. I got stuck in the trap.
England, West Indies is what I'm looking at.
Oh, you mean not just group, right? Throughout the tournament.
Could be anything.
Throughout
Yeah,
the
could be
tournament.
throughout the tournament.
Yeah, I think definitely. Question is, would some team reach 300? Right. So-
That's a real call to make.
Exactly. Awesome. So answer is
Yeah.
yes.
Yes and yes.
Yes. and
Okay,
yes.
so real quick, let's do our selection committee. So our first, so I'm gonna give you guys options. So you guys fight it out. So we're gonna do either spinners or openers. Who wants to do spinners? Who wants to do openers?
I would do
I'll go
openers.
Siddharth,
Jatan, you go.
you should just choose.
Okay, Mama, you do openers. Baba, you do spinners because Mama did bowlers last time. So these are just group in C and D spinners.
Yeah.
Selection committee. Let's do it. Akil Hussain or George Lind?
Hussain.
Akil Hussain or Mitch Santner?
Oh, Santner. No question.
Santner or Adil Rashid?
Santner.
Santner or Keshav Maharaj?
I like Keshav Maharaj a lot. Santner.
Santner or Mujib?
I'm going to ride Santner all the way. He plays for Mumbai Indians. I mean, I just
on,
once
that
I say
cannot be reason.
Santner.
So did Mujib. I think he was on the Mumbai squad last year.
I know.
I think.
Yeah, but Santner. I
Okay.
just see him bowl. Santner.
Okay,
guys
you
are
got
too
it.
emotional.
Santner. Santner is the winner. Don't you guys me. Okay, Mama. Openers. Let's do it. So Devin Conway or Ryan Rickleton?
Rickleton.
Rickleton or Ramanullah Gurbaz?
Rickleton.
Rickleton or Joss Butler?
I don't think Butler's going to do well this time, so yes, Rickleton.
Okay. Rickleton or Salt?
Probably Salt.
Salt or
Okay.
spice.
Salt or QDK?
Salt.
Okay, there you go.
So Salt is the winner.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's crazy. I think that's
What's life without salt?
Yeah.
What's food without
Philip
salt?
Salt. He's the goat. There you go.
Awesome. By the way, Sky is he's on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Let her ride,
Both of
baby.
them
Let her
are
ride.
shake. Yeah, let it ride. They're just continuing to World Cup. Anyway, so we wrap up our episode 7 of the Cow Corner. More to come. So long.
Yeah. Peace out, guys. Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Peace out.